Hey guys, welcome to a new movie review. Today we're doing Never Let Go. I'm excited. Halle Berry's in this. She plays the mother in this. This is a good movie. I think it's a decent horror movie. It's the best of the year? No, but it's definitely good. I definitely think it's good. It's not like a bad horror movie. I just hit the wall. Not a bad horror movie. It's good. I like it. So let's jump into it. General thoughts. Liked it. Like I said, not the best horror movie of the year because there's been some really good horror movies this year. But I think the one's a solid one. It's not like one of the ones I'm like, nah, it feels like, we had some schlocky horror this year. And the one I'm thinking of is like Imaginary, where I thought was like kind of in that schlocky horror stuff. And like Terra was also in that. So let's jump into it. This story is about, also spoiler warning. Once I jump into story, usually I will say spoiler warning because I don't know how much I'm going to spoil or what counts as spoilers to who. So just going to jump into it. The movie is about these two kids and they live with their mom out in this house. They have to, when they go out, they have to tie this rope around them because the curse, whatever's going to get them. And that's the premise of the movie, that they can't go out there if they get the rope up to the curse, and you have to pledge yourself. The mom is kind of, you start off like, is there actually something out there, or is it crazy? Because the mom sees stuff. And then once we actually get out there and stuff, we find some stuff that makes me think, because it seems like they're alone. It's like, and nobody else is out there, but it's like, okay, further I can have a couple points that don't make any sense. If they were out there that long, and I know how the ending is, I think we should wait because that point doesn't bring up till later. They're out there, and then obviously falconry stuff happens, and the one doesn't kind of get some vibes. I'm like, something's going on, something bad is. I was like, believe that maybe mom's lying to us about stuff. I'm not 100% sure if she's intentionally lying or she believes whatever this cursing is, and like obviously that's the thing. I think I wouldn't be surprised if she believes this cursing is real, and it's not that she's bad, she just believes this thing is real. And eventually they obviously get into the one that like gets to fight with the mom about like, hey, and the mom eventually does die and is sad. Kind of, because it's like, because there's obviously CC stuff, so it's like weird. That's the thing, I'm like, was there actually a curse? There might have been a curse or something, but it might not have been tied to the house. There's other, obviously, don't know what to do with that, but there's a curse that at least sees things, or sees at least it's crazy and kind of like seeing stuff. Maybe could being on this house for too long and all this stuff, and the parents or grandparents or family members have done stuff that we don't believe this stuff. The curse stuff, the whole world got destroyed and nobody's there and it's just them. Later in the movie, we find out, she talks about how she met this girl, the mom met this girl in the woods, she was trapped and she didn't like help him because he thought, they were kind of tempt me and all this stuff. When you find out the body's still down, is dead. I'm like, I think we find out later that was maybe an actual girl, and that's kind of stuff. But also I'm a little bit like, it's just like, it's messed up if that was an actual girl, but we find out later it was an actual person, it wasn't a thing. But it's like if she's always told this is the thing, there's this curse, there's the thing, you can't do this, like, why would you think otherwise? If that's always how you're told, if you're told this thing your entire life, you're gonna believe it no matter what. Especially if you don't see other people and you come across somebody, you're like it's gonna feel weird, like, this is tempting me, all this stuff. So I'm not 100% with her, like, seeing like, I can understand why she left her even if she didn't help her, and it kind of sucks. It's kind of like, what the fuck? But it's like, I understand a little bit. But the mom eventually dies from the thing. I think attacks her. She kind of attacks herself, kind of like trying to stop the thing. Whatever, she dies, and the other brother hates him, and also the part where they're kind of like, hey, we gotta eat the dog to save the day. We gotta eat the dog because we're running low on food. And I'm like, yeah, so they're doing not great with food. They have to eat, I think at one point, wood and stuff. But they eventually have to eat the dog, and one kid's like, no, you're not gonna do that because we have to stay alive. It's like, yeah, well, eventually, I feel like that's the sticking point, because once you eat the dog, you're gonna run out of food eventually, then you have to eat each other, and then what's the point? You're gonna you're all gonna die, so what's the point? I don't know, the point with that, I'm like, I understand they're running out of food and stuff, I get that, but technically, no, knowing how the end of the movie is, they're not really running out of food, they could get food, but we're gonna get to that in a minute. But he tries to stop them from eating the dog and stuff, and that's why I think she goes and tries to stop them from eating the dog. I think that's maybe why she like stops them from eating the dog and locks her in the shed where the plant stuff are and cuts the rope, and then it's like this thing attacks him, but we don't know if it really did or didn't. And also they have this storage thing. This thing attacked him, we don't know if it's actually her or like because he can see this thing but nobody else can. So it's like, I think it's a little crazy, but you find out in the end there's this guy who comes up who's like a guy who's like was hiking. And then he's like, meets the kids, and he's like, go. And the other boy shoots him, thinking it's like, it's a trap, And then he goes and finds him later, and it's like, hey, finds him, and then we find out he has a daughter. My dad came up here, he was like lost, Something happened to him. It's like, oh shit. And he's like, I didn't know. And we get to the point where like, there's actual people, it's like, hey, I'm gonna call the kid. Guy's like, I'm gonna call, you need me to call the police, like, parents. Like, he's like acting like an active person, and these kids, like, the one kid's like, don't hurt him, he's not doing anything wrong, you let him leave. What's gonna happen? happen if him leaving. It's not gonna hurt anything. The other brother's like, hey, I'm gonna attack him and stuff. And then he eventually dies, and the daughter comes in like, oh my god, like, what happened to the dad? And runs off. I was like, I think they find out what happens. And then it's like, oh, this is crazy. And stuff happens, and the house catches on fire, and they eventually get out. And eventually a helicopter and everything comes and takes them up. So people come and save them, fire stuff, because the house went down. People obviously saw that, came and saved them, and then going into like actually like a town or similar giant town, like a big actual regular like town. Like they were in the real world. Their mom either lied to them, and they were just stuck there like, this is all just a lie. I want you to keep you here for some weird reason. But I think C believed everything she was saying, and it wasn't like, oh, it's not that I'm tricking you, just I think, not that she's lying and stuff, but I think she's more of, hey, people are evil, and I'm like, maybe it's that, like, people are evil and we gotta stay here. But I think it was C's being like, I think her thing is like, C is seeing all this stuff and believes in all this stuff from maybe her parents or whoever told her all this stuff beforehand about this curse and all those things, so that's why I think she just believes it. I don't think she's like completely like evil, if she's just, because if somebody told you, like I said before, if somebody's gonna told you this shit from you were a certain age onward, you're probably gonna believe it, like from you a kid or maybe a teen. If this is still like struck you every day, you do this, like you're gonna probably you're gonna do this stuff. So yeah, so it makes sense. But they get to go back out and kind of curious. The one brother gets maybe attacked by this thing, and he has to like monster, and he has to try to save him or whatever. It's a good movie. I like it. The monster, I don't think there is a monster. I'm not. It's one thing. It was hard to tell if there is a monster or curse a monster thing. If there is or isn't, but still good. But I liked it. It was good. Like it wasn't bad. It wasn't the best horror movie, but definitely solid. Like it was solid. I enjoyed it. What you guys think of Never Let Go? Let's talk about it in the comments down below. Whatever, this movie, I give it like a 7. Like I think it's solid. It's not the best, like I said, horror movie here, but I think it's 7. Decent. What you guys think? Like I said, let me know in the comments down below. You can always stay epic. See you in the next movie, you guys. Bye.